Finally, the end of the year. It's time to relax. No plans, no work. Just chill. Let's party. There's one more Growers Direct flash sale before the holiday. Wow! That's it. Vacation in the garden sale. Light up at 12 p.m. See you today. We've filled our nursery with beautiful top quality dwarf fruit trees. Look at this. This is a dwarf apricot here. What a beautiful plant. You can fit lots of these into your garden because they don't grow too big. They're lovely small growing apricot. We've got plums, we've got nectarines, we've got almonds, and over here these are dwarf cherries. Really hard to get. Beautiful dwarf cherries. So a fabulous range of dwarf fruit trees. Lots and lots of different varieties in stock now at Hello. So fill up your backyard. Make a dwarf orchard. Don't wait. The garden's calling. Click now. Tap the link and let's go. I've been working in the laboratory and people have been telling me that plants have become too expensive. They can't afford to garden. But I found the magic formula and here it is. Plants for less than $10 equals affordable plants. And that means affordable gardens. And here we have it. Look at this here. Your chalk stick, a popular plant, $4.99 at Hello. Then you've got your English box, $4.99 at Hello. Incredible. And then you've got your cottage plants, beautiful little cottage plants like this one here, just $7.99. And then ground covers, you've got your popular silver dichondra, often 16 or 17 bucks in your local store, $9.99. So affordable plants for your garden at Hello. And there's your formula. Plants for less than $10 equals affordable plants equals affordable gardens. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now. Tap the link and let's go. Finally, the end of the year. It's time to relax. No plans, no work. Just chill. Let's party. There's one more Growers Direct flash sale before the holiday. Wow! That's it. Vacation in the garden sale. Light up at 12 p.m. See you today. Look at this. What a beautiful hydrangea. Really unusual. You may have never seen this before. This has a beautiful little double bloom with no little white dot in the middle. Just a beautiful double bloom. And it's a mixture of beautiful pink and white. Absolutely gorgeous. It's called Miss Sayori. Now at Hello, we've got over 30 different types of hydrangea here. And this beautiful Miss Sayori is just one of the hydrangeas. So if you want to see some beautiful hydrangea and learn the best hydrangea for your garden, come down to Hello and check out this beautiful Miss Sayori with the double bloom and the pink and white flowers. Gorgeous. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now. Tap the link and let's go. Have you left it too late to plant your tomatoes? You didn't put the seedlings in springtime like you should have? Well, it's not really too late. If you come down to Hello, we've got these beautiful cherry tomatoes for $6 each. But when you come down here, we've got a free one for every customer. So you come in here, buy anything you like, and you'll get a free cherry tomato. And these ones are good big size, and they're starting to produce tomatoes already. So it's not too late to get some tomatoes for this summer. So come down to Hello and get yourself a free cherry tomato. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now. Tap the link and let's go. Do you need to block something out? Maybe you're on a busy street. Maybe it's all loud and noisy. Maybe you need a bit of visual privacy. You want to block out dirt. Ficus is fantastic. It's a beautiful, thick, lush green hedge that looks good every day of the year. Now, Ficus is also very versatile. You can grow a pleach, it's got trunks underneath, or you can grow them into a round ball, and you can grow them in containers. They're really tough and easy to keep in a pot year after year after year. So you can make hedges in long planter boxes. You can make round balls on a stick and keep them in in a pot, say beside the pool or something like that, and you'll find them much hardier and versatile than most other plants. And even if you're planting up on a balcony up high in Melbourne, it can be hot, it can be windy, it can be difficult, and ficuses are one of the few trees that are going to cut it in a hot, windy, difficult balcony up high in Melbourne. What people don't know is there's different types of ficus, and if you go to our ficus page, you'll see this ficus flash here, but you'll also see the very traditional ficus with the finer, more weeping foliage, and a new ficus that has less roots and doesn't grow quite as big as the traditional ficus. So for hedging, for topiaries, growing in a pot, ficus are fabulous. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. Finally, the end of the year. It's time to relax. No plants, no work. Just chill. Let's party. There's one more Growers Direct flash sale before the holiday. Wow! That's it. Vacation in the garden sale. Light up at 12 p.m. See you today. We've filled our nursery with beautiful top quality dwarf fruit trees. Look at this. This is a dwarf apricot here. What a beautiful plant. You can fit lots of these into your garden because they don't grow too big. They're lovely small growing apricots. We've got plums, we've got nectarines, we've got almonds, and over here these are dwarf cherries. Really, really hard to get. Beautiful dwarf cherries. So a fabulous range of dwarf fruit trees. Lots and lots of different varieties in stock now at Hello Hello. So fill up your backyard. Make a dwarf orchard. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. I've been working in the laboratory and people have been telling me that plants have become too expensive. They can't afford to garden. But I've found the magic formula and here it is. Plants for less than $10 equals affordable plants. And that means affordable gardens. And here we have it. Look at this here. Your chalk stick, a popular plant, $4.99 at Hello Hello. Then you've got your English box, $4.99 at Hello Hello. Incredible. And then you've got your cottage plants, beautiful little cottage plants like this one here, just $7.99. And then ground covers, you've got your popular silver dichondra, often 16 or 17 bucks in your local store, $9.99. So affordable plants for your garden at Hello Hello, and there's your formula. Plants for less than $10 equals affordable plants equals affordable gardens. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. Finally, the end of the year. It's time to relax. No plants, no work. Just chill. Let's party. There's one more Growers Direct flash sale before the holiday. Wow! That's it. Vacation in the garden sale. Light up at 12 p.m. See you today. Look at this. What a beautiful hydrangea. Really, really unusual. You may have never seen this before. This has a beautiful little double bloom with no little white dot in the middle. Just a beautiful double bloom. And it's a mixture of beautiful pink and white. Absolutely gorgeous. It's called Miss Sayori. Now at Hello Hello, we've got over 30 different types of hydrangea here. And this beautiful Miss Sayori is just one of the hydrangeas. So if you want to see some beautiful hydrangea and learn the best hydrangea for your garden, come down to Hello Hello and check out this beautiful Miss Sayori with the double bloom and the pink and white flowers. Gorgeous. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. Have you left it too late to plant your tomatoes? You didn't put the seedlings in springtime like you should have? Well, it's not really too late. If you come down to Hello Hello, we've got these beautiful cherry tomatoes for $6 each. But when you come down here, we've got a free one for every customer. So you come in here, buy anything you like, and you'll get a free cherry tomato. And these ones are good big size, and they're starting to produce tomatoes already. So it's not too late to get some tomatoes for this summer. So come down to Hello Hello and get yourself a free cherry tomato. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. Do you need to block something out? Maybe you're on a busy street, maybe it's all loud and noisy, maybe you need a bit of visual privacy, you want to block out dirt. Ficus is fantastic. It's a beautiful, thick, lush green hedge that looks good every day of the year. Now, ficus is also very versatile. You can grow a pleach, it's got trunks underneath, or you can grow them into a round ball, and you can grow them in containers. They're really, really tough and easy to keep in a pot year after year after year. So you can make hedges in long planter boxes, you can make round balls on a stick and keep them in a pot, say beside the pool or something like that, and you'll find them much hardier and versatile than most other plants. And even if you're planting up on a balcony up high in Melbourne, it can be hot, it can be windy, it can be difficult, and ficus is one of the few trees that are going to cut it in a hot, windy, difficult balcony up high in Melbourne. What people don't know is there's different types of ficus, and if you go to our ficus page, you'll see this ficus flash here, but you'll also see the very traditional ficus with a finer, more weeping foliage, and a new ficus that has less roots and doesn't grow quite as big as the traditional ficus. So for hedging, for topiaries, growing in a pot, ficus are fabulous. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. Ah, finally, the end of the year. It's time to relax. No plans, no work, just chill. Let's party. There's one more Growers Direct flash sale before the holiday. Wow! That's it. Vacation in the garden sale. Light up at 12 p.m. See you today. We've filled our nursery with beautiful, top quality dwarf fruit trees. Look at this. This is a dwarf apricot here. What a beautiful plant. You can fit lots of these into your garden because they don't grow too big. They're lovely small growing apricot. We've got plums, we've got nectarines, we've got almonds, and over here these are dwarf cherries. Really, really hard to get. Beautiful dwarf cherries. So a fabulous range of dwarf fruit trees. Lots and lots of different varieties in stock now at Hello Hello. So fill up your backyard, make a dwarf orchard. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. I've been working in the laboratory and people have been telling me that plants have become too expensive. They can't afford to garden. But I've found the magic formula and here it is. Plants for less than $10 equals affordable plants. And that means affordable gardens. And here we have it. Look at this here. Your chalk stick, a popular plant, $4.99 at Hello Hello. Then you've got your English box, $4.99 at Hello Hello. Incredible. And then you've got your cottage plants, beautiful little cottage plants like this one here, just $7.99. And then ground covers, you've got your popular silver dichondra, often 16 or 17 bucks in your local store, $9.99. So affordable plants for your garden at Hello Hello, and there's your formula. Plants for less than $10 equals affordable plants equals affordable gardens. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. Ah, finally, the end of the year. It's time to relax. No plans, no work, just chill. Let's party. There's one more Growers Direct flash sale before the holiday. Wow! That's it. Vacation in the garden sale. Light up at 12 p.m. See you today. Look at this. What a beautiful hydrangea. Really, really unusual. You may have never seen this before. This has a beautiful little double bloom with no little white dot in the middle. Just a beautiful double bloom. And it's a mixture of beautiful pink and white. Absolutely gorgeous. It's called Miss Sayori. Now at Hello Hello, we've got over 30 different types of hydrangea here. And this beautiful Miss Sayori is just one of the hydrangeas. So if you want to see some beautiful hydrangea and learn the best hydrangea for your garden, come down to Hello Hello and check out this beautiful Miss Sayori with the double bloom and the pink and white flower. What's this one called? This is called...
Hello. Welcome to the vacation in the garden sale.
Yeah.
You're live, I believe. Go for it, Chris.
Hello. Welcome to the vacation in the garden sale. And what it is, we're all in a vacation mood. And do you know the amazing thing? Our growers have gone into vacation mode and they've given us bigger, better plants than normal for our sale. And this is probably the chaps that were laying out all the plants for the sale were saying this was the best looking, the biggest, the best, the sexiest plants they've ever seen in our sale. So you're going to love the range. You're going to love what we've got here. It's going to be, and what it is, we've got over 100 specials, some rare, some beautiful plants, some really popular plants, a lot of really good dwarf fruit trees which have been highly sought after. So dwarf fruit trees, a bit of colour for for your festive season. Make the garden look wonderful to be in for the summer holidays. So you've got a little bit of palm trees, you've got a little bit of everything. So stay with us. I'm going to take you through 100 fantastic direct from the grower specials, and it's all to help you to do your vacation in the garden project.
Absolutely, and all of these products are now live on our website, so you can head over to helloplants.com.au. and
if you scan this code here, you go to a page with 100 fantastic, amazing specials, and you can start snuffling them up before the other people get into it.
That's absolutely right. Well, let's get stuck into our first item for the day and see what's happening in this sale.
Okay, so what we've got here, these are the Australian native plant. They're an Acacia Limelight, and it's a kind of a half weeping tree. It kind of goes into a weepy sort of a ball, lovely big round ball, very, very hardy, very Australian, very native, and this is such a pretty and delicate looking thing that you don't need to put it into a native garden. You can put this into an exotic garden and it will look wonderful. You can grow it in a pot. Beautiful compact little weeping tree, evergreen, and these are $119.99, which is a great price, best price you'll get on these anywhere in Melbourne.
Yeah, it's all part of this Growers Direct Flash Sale, Vacation in the Garden Sale.
So here we've got a 16-inch pot English box ball. Now, I've heard of nurseries selling these for $300, and this one here is $159.99. So that's almost half price, $159.99 for a full bush. You know this will be 5 or 6 years old. Now, if you plant 2 or 3 of these in the garden, they make a beautiful feature. You might even plant 5 of them in the garden, and at $149.99 you can afford to plant a few, or plant them in pots, put them on the veranda. They're tough, they're versatile, they're really useful, and they're $149.99, not $300.
Beautiful, and you can shape. How often do you have to prune those, would you say, the big ones, Chris?
Well, I advise people to get up early in the morning, prune them on the way to work, and then prune them when they come home of an evening.
That sounds high maintenance.
No, actually about once or twice a year. If you're real fussy, twice a year. If you're a bit casual about it, once a year will be fine.
Fantastic. And we have a message here from Madrid, actually. Just Mallow says, hello, Mr. Hello. Sadly, I'm in Madrid, but I enjoy your videos a lot.
Hello. Yeah. And what's interesting, we're in a similar climatic zone. You could actually use some of these plants over there in Madrid, I reckon.
Yeah. Well, especially today, isn't it? It's lovely and warm.
Yeah, lovely and warm, yeah. So here we've got Korean box. Now, give them a close look at the Korean box. Korean box, if you want a small, compact box, if you want to grow a beautiful, tight little ball, if you want to grow a box in a pot that's never going to get too big, your Korean box, beautiful, fine, dense, lush green box. And these ones here, great price, they're $18.99, so $18.99 for a Korean box, and that's a lovely, look at the size of that, $18.99 for an 8-inch pot Korean box. You could plant an instant Korean box hedge with those.
Great. Yeah, fantastic value on the Growers Direct Flash Sale.
Now 8-inch Tom Thumb are just $12.99, so $12.99 for an 8-inch pot Tom Thumb. Fantastic price.
So how many per, like if you're making
I
a
reckon
hedge?
4 per metre would make a beautiful thick hedge. And the thing is, these, basically, if I planted these and gave them a light trim, watered and fertilised them, a year from now you'd have a beautiful low hedge. So basically they'll come on very quickly and make a beautiful low hedge. And what's interesting about Tom Thumb is poor soil hardy, it's salt hardy, it's drought hardy, it's frost hardy. So it's one of the hardest. So if you've been having trouble growing a nice box hedge, try a Tom Thumb hedge instead. You'll find it's much hardier than the English box and maintains a beautiful green look year round.
Beautiful. Got a message here from Wambu saying suits you Lorax tree.
What's he saying?
Suits you Lorax tree. Is
Right.
a Lorax tree? I think it's Dr. Seuss, I think.
Oh, right, okay.
And then Jennifer says hello, hello.
Hello, Jennifer.
The spoilt pet says, what in the Manning's warehouse is this?
Right.
Alicia says, always look forward to your outfit showcases every time. Merry Christmas, Chris.
Thank you. Thanks for all those wonderful messages. Now here we've got a standard Ficus flash. Now Ficus flash are really, really hardy, and now is a good time to be out there planting a few Ficus flashes. If you plant them now and water them and fertilise them, they grow really well in the summer heat. And so these could have beautiful big heads on them by the winter. So great thing to you put them up the driveway, put them up the garden path, put them along the front fence, and these will be lush. And what I like about them, some people say, should I plant standard roses or ficus? What I think is that standard roses look better when they're in flower, but in winter time when the roses look miserable, your ficus look terrific. And so you can use them instead of standard roses. And right now, what's interesting is standard roses got pretty pricey the last couple of years, and these are cheaper. These are down to $29.99. So $29.99, that's about half what you'd be paying at most stores for a standard rose. But if you're after a good deal on standard roses, they're coming up.
Wonderful. So stick around in this Grows Direct flash sale, and also we'll have a surprise at the end of the flash sale, won't we, Chris?
Really? Really?
Maybe a bit of a what do you reckon? A bit of a gorilla dance?
Ah, yes, a vacation dance.
In the garden sale dance.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
The Beach Boys. I reckon the Beach Boys. What is it? Bermuda.
Yeah, we just got to be careful of copyright, but we'll do our best to see what something similar maybe.
Come on, pretty mama. Here we are. So we'll have a vacation dance. And so here we've got, look at the size of this. Look at the size of this. Beautiful big balls. These are standard lily pillies. Now, if you're putting a place on the market, whack a couple of these in pots, put them up the front path, put them all around the place. These are beautiful big ones and enormous size for $29.99. So often if you're looking for something big and bushy to finish off the garden, you go down to the local nursery, it costs you a fortune for anything that's a decent size. These are a really good size for $29.99.
Nipun asks, how long does Korean box take to grow like English box that you showed before?
Like the Tom Thumb would grow at twice the speed of an English box.
Yeah, they're asking how long does Korean box take
Korean
to grow?
box, half the speed of English box.
Half the speed, okay.
Yeah, so it's beautiful and compact. If you want something small, doesn't need much trimming, your Korean box is great.
No worries. And then Nishadi asks, do you have Morea paniculata in this sale?
No, it's not in the sale, but we've got plenty of them out the back. We've got 6-inch, 8-inch, 12-inch, lots and lots of them. Beautiful, healthy ones. We're shipping them in from northern New South Wales at the moment.
Love it. And then, sorry, just one last one. Sahud says, will Tom Thumb box grow in shade?
Not as good as English box. If it was shady, I'd be sticking with the English box. There's no better box in the shade than an English box.
Okay.
So if it's shady, stick with the English box, and Tom Thumb for out in the hot sun is really good.
All right, there you go, Sahud. All right, awesome. We'll carry on with the sale.
Now, what we've got is now box balls are really popular. Box balls are really popular, but gradually other sorts of balls are becoming popular. This is a Westringia ball. It's actually a Naringa Westringia, which is a beautiful, dense, tight, nicely shaped Westringia. And this is going to have pale blue flowers. So it's a flowering ball, and you don't have to put this in a native garden. This will look great in any native garden. It'll expand quickly into a beautiful big ball. And what's good is that these balls are normally $169, and this one here, or $139.99. This one's only $99. So $99 for a beautiful Westringia ball.
User 710 says, hello Chris, great job. Rebecca says tutu with the laughing emojis. And Piper says, how are you tonight?
Sounds a bit ominous, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
Settle down,
Friesia. So 3 foot standard rose. Friesia is it's the yellow standard rose. Most yellow standard roses are not fragrant. Friesia is the exception to the rule, and it has a lovely formal shaped rose that has fabulous fragrance. And these ones here, like down at your local nursery, they're costing 60 and 70 and 80 bucks for a standard rose. These ones here are only $46.99. So $46.99 for a beautiful standard rose.
Beautiful, nice and big and bushy
And
grass.
it's a yellow one and it's fragrant. Now, if you were looking for a companion for that standard rose, I'd be thinking about a blue moon. I reckon it's a lovely. The blue moon's really more mauve than blue, but a beautiful lavender mauve. Nice gentle fragrance, and only $46.99. So $46.99. Now, the hardiest of all your standard roses is Camp David. Easy to grow, lower. If you want a colourful rose that's really easy, give us a smell of that too. I think Camp David smells really nice. Have a smell. Oh, that's a heavenly smell. It's a nice, rich, deep fragrance. So you've got fragrance. You've got a good cut flower. You've got a tough rose. You've got an easy to grow rose, and they're $46.99 for a Camp David rose. Much cheaper than what the roses are costing in your local nursery. And now we've got bush roses. This one here is called Candy Stripe, and so Candy Stripe. Pale pink with sort of darker pink stripes in it. A lovely bush rose, and basically, if you came out or you got these set out here, and that's if you're spending over $300, you've got free delivery. So free delivery to spend over $300. So if you had these delivered or came in and picked them up, planted them, whacked a bit of Osmocote on them, I would reckon that by the first or second week of February, you'd have a rose bush that was well up above your knees, covered in beautiful candy stripe flowers. And these ones, your candy stripe, are just $27.99. $27.99 for the bush candy stripe.
Beautiful. When do they flower, those ones, Chris?
Well, because they're prune back babies, normally they'd be flowering by November. But these ones here, because they're baby ones, they're going to be flowering, I'd say, second week in January. By the 4th week in January, they'll be in flower.
Okay.
Okay, so here we've got 3 foot Double Delight. Now, Double Delight is called Double Delight because the flower is a delight. 3 colours in the flower, beautiful shaped flower, fabulous rose, but then you have a smell, and what it is, they rate roses out of 10, and your Double Delight is an 11 out of 10. It's a fragrance, I say, it punches you in the nose. Some roses you smell them and you think, is my nose still working? I don't know if it's got any flavour. But these ones here, these have real fragrance, like a punch in the nose. So beautiful looking rose, interesting colour scheme, and real fragrance, and $46.99.
That's awesome. Nishadi asks, thank you so much. Do you have Japanese box?
Sure do. We have and we've got it cheap. We've got 6-inch pots for $7.99. Nice, healthy plants, really good. And with those, you plant about 4 to the metre. Now, what we've got here is your standard Iceberg. Now, what's interesting is that we sell about 50 different types of roses, but 50% of all of our sales are icebergs. And the reason why they're icebergs is icebergs tend to be disease-free. They're easy to grow. If you look after them, they'll flower 12 months of the year. So they flower all the time. They're easy to grow, disease-free. You don't even have to know how to grow or look after roses to have nice iceberg roses in the garden. They're the rose that looks after itself. And you've got 3 foot standards for $44.99. and 2 foot standards for $33.99. So $33.99 for a 2 foot standard. Now your 2 foot standards, if you had a little narrow garden path and you didn't want to feel sort of crunched up walking up and down it, so if you go for the 2 foot standard in a small path, it's very good. Or you can grow the 2 foot standard in a pot. But if you're working on a bigger garden, maybe you want the roses to pop out over the top of your picket fence, which is a popular thing in Melbourne. a picket fence with white standard roses. These 3-footers here at $44.99 will pop up over the top in no time and look fabulous. And standard iceberg roses, because they're very low on disease, they'll last you year after year after year after year. So standard iceberg roses, $44.99 in a 3-foot, and in a 2-foot they are $33.99.
Beautiful. It's all part of our Growers Direct flash sale, vacation in the garden sale happening right now. Head over to hellohellplants.com.au to check out these deals.
Now give them a look at that Cardinal. Now your Cardinal rose, beautiful, rich, formal, red, fragrant rose, good strong grower, beautiful rose to have. And your Cardinal rose, bush form, is just $27.99. So $27.99 and you've got yourself a beautiful Cardinal rose.
Lovely deep red in that one, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, if you want a white rose that's a classic, hey, this look here. Most white roses have no fragrance, but this one here is Pascali, and the fragrance is from heaven. It is a beautifully fragrant white rose, a very formal shape, beautiful. So if you want a fragrant white rose, there it is. It's called Pascali, and they're just $27.99. You'll find that a hardy, easy to grow rose with beautifully fragrant white flowers.
Shri Delima asks, what's the tutu?
The tutu?
Yeah.
But it's
Why?
I've been wearing it for years. What it is it was a discovery that was made many, many years ago that nurserymen that can wear a pink tutu and look good in a pink tutu will sell more plants.
I thought it was the sign of the desperate nurseryman.
Oh yeah, true.
Out in the,
if you're really desperate to sell plants, when you're really desperate, you put on a pink tutu to sell the plants. Yeah.
We hope we can sell one plant today, don't we?
Yeah, we're hoping that someone will buy one of these plants. Yeah. So what we've got here is Pierre de Ronsard. This is a fancy French rose. Give them a close look at that label there. It's an awesome looking rose, and this is a climbing rose. So you can grow this over an archway, and I've got these growing in my garden, and I've found them to be very vigorous. We planted them on either side of an archway, and they were over the top and flowering within a matter of months. Unbelievably top performing rose. And when they flower, now they've been here for a couple of years now, and when they flower, they're just massed in these amazing pink and white flowers, beautifully fragrant. So Pierre de Ronsard, just $27.99.
Beautiful selection of roses on this Growers Direct flash sale today.
Now I made a video about these not so long ago. There were some just joeys just poking through a fence in a suburban street, and the flowers are enormous. Like once they're established, your just joey flowers are really enormous, and the flowers are about this big, enormous flowers, beautifully fragrant, and a really lovely sort of orange colour. So absolutely gorgeous, so good. I was driving along the street and I stopped and made a video because they were spectacular. Just a couple of these roses poking through the fence. And
was that these what, the Princess de Monaco?
No, that was your Just Joey.
Oh, the Just Joeys,
we made a really good video on those, and that's because they Just Joeys are spectacular, big flowers, beautiful fragrance, amazing rich orange colour. And $27.99.
Beautiful. All right, we'll go on to our next one.
Now, one of the people's favourite bushes is your purple smoke bush. Look at that there. Look at those beautiful, fluffy purple flowers. Your purple smoke bush. In a lot of nurseries, these are quite pricey. We've got them down to from $39.99 to $31.99, and they're not just old scungy ones that the grower needed to get rid of. They are beautiful. I've seldom seen better ones than this.
Yeah, they're very high quality.
Your purple smoke bush grows into a small tree or a big bush, depending on how you view it. And in springtime, the leaves come out almost black, and then they sort of turn to a brighter purple. And then there's beautiful fluffy, they're like clouds of smoke. There's beautiful fluffy sort of flowers appear over the top of the purple foliage, and they're an amazing display. And then that purple foliage with flowers continues on through the summer, and then in autumn, the autumn colour is mind-blowing. So if you want a really colourful bush that's not too big, a bush that's colourful in spring, flowering in summer, colourful in summer, and colourful in the autumn, and something that's really hard, loves a bit of hot sun, really, really tough and easy to grow, you can't go wrong with these purple smoke bushes. And at $31.99, you'd be mad not to jump in and get a couple of them. These are a direct from the grower special. And one of the things I want to say, you might be out in Seymour or in downtown Bendigo, and you look at this stuff and think, if only I could get hold of this stuff. Well, you can scan this thing here, you can go to our page, you can order over $300 worth, and over most of Victoria, out to Traralgon, down to Currumborough, over most of Victoria, we're doing a free delivery when you spend over $300. So if you're watching this and you're desirous of these wonderful plants, you can have them. You can drive down here and pick them up. We've got an amazing nursery full of thousands and thousands of plants in it. Beautiful nursery, one of the best nurseries around. Probably the best stock nursery in Victoria. And right at the moment, it's never been better stock. We've been squeezing in truckload after truckload after truckload for our Christmas sale, and the nursery's never been more full of more beautiful stock, like never ever. There'd been no other nursery like it. It's been, for the last 20 days, it's been like 2 and 3 big truckloads every day, in like that. I don't know where we're going to put the rest of it. And our shed's full, but hopefully people will start buying a bit of stuff and we'll start moving it back out.
Now, Shells says, oh, he's so cute. Because you're like a Santa with a tutu, I guess.
Yeah.
And Shells is from Bendigo. Shout out to Shells. And
hey, Shells.
She gifted you
I'll show 10. Look at this. That's for gifting me something. Look at that.
Yeah, gifting the SpongeBob SquarePants stickers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Thanks, Shells. And then Rebecca just asks, what about soil type for purple smoke bush?
Purple smoke bushes, look, as long as it wasn't swamp, they'll grow like in hard clay or pretty much anything. Dig a nice big hole, break it up a little, as long as it's not swampy. They don't like wet, swampy conditions, so as long as it's not a space that floods in the winter, they'll take quite a difficult site.
Okay, there you go, Rebecca. Hopefully that helps you out with your query there. Yes, thank you, Shells. Sorry, we read out all the comments. If you don't want us to read them out, just maybe put a bracket, don't read or something.
What did Shell say?
I didn't know you would read it out. Lol. Rebecca says, great, thank you. Yes, of course, no worries. Oh, Shell says that's fine. Okay, that's all right. Well, yeah, feel free to ask us any questions, especially if it's about this Growers Direct Flash sale.
Could you get a nice, big, sexy looking tractor seat so people would see what they're...
Now, the other thing, did you mention about them heading over to the website as well? Hello Plants.
Oh, yeah, look, yeah. What you can do is scan this or go to the website. And we've got a page on there with this week's specials.
Yeah, and they're all live right now.
And there's 100 specials and they're all live. You can start buying straight away.
That's
now have a look at this. This is a tractor seat plant. Now, there's people having, you plant these in a spot with morning sun, afternoon shade or dappled shade, but they don't want to be in the hot. They don't want to be exposed to hot afternoon sun. But we've got, and tractor seats have been hard to get. They've been expensive all around Victoria, and we've got beautiful little tractor seats. Look at that one there. And the tractor seat's been reduced from $21.99 to $16.99. So $16.99 for a tractor seat. So if you've got a little shady corner and you want something really spectacular and fabulous, get a tractor seat, $16.99. That might be the lowest price you've ever seen for a tractor seat.
Yeah, they're very nice. This Rebecca says stunning plant. They're definitely in vogue at the moment.
Yes.
You'll see them in lots of modern garden designs. Shell says, is this a family-run business?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Emlyn here is my son. And somehow I'm related to that gorilla, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly the family
relation. If you go
relation.
up the family tree, you find the gorilla is a close relation to Chris somehow.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. I'm not sure how it happened.
All right, what do we got next here on the Growers Direct Flash Sale, Vacation in the Garden Sale?
Okay, so what we've got here is Laura Pedalum Plum Delight. Now look at the colour of that. Now not only do these have beautiful purple foliage spring, summer and autumn, but they also have fabulous sort of spidery pink flowers in springtime. And you can grow them trim them into a round ball, trim them into a hedge, just let them grow naturally. They're a beautiful plant, adds a lovely colour into the garden. An 8-inch pot Plum Delight. Have a close look. Look at the colour in these. Look at the colour here. Look at that. Yeah, there's a look at that. So look at that colour there. Fabulous plant. Now these have been reduced. These have been reduced to Plum Delight. Plum Delight, $25.99. So great price on beautiful Plum Delights.
Beautiful. Great to contrast with the gold or something, isn't it?
Yeah. Now look at this. We've got Nandina Moon Bay in 6-inch pots. Beautiful, healthy plants. These have been a bit hard to get. They got a bit expensive around Melbourne. These are only $8.99. So $8.99 Moon Bay Nandina. A great way to get a bit of colour. They're hardy. If you've got a rental property, maybe a petrol station or a commercial property, and you want something really tough that looks great all year round, doesn't grow too big, doesn't need too much maintenance, doesn't need too much of anything, go for your Nandina Moon Bay and go for them at $8.99. So $8.99 you can afford to mass plant them, and they're great for mass planting.
Alright, so vacation in the garden sale, getting quick, limited quantities on these to apply.
Yeah. Now here we've got Goldfussia. Now Goldfussia, in winter they sell like hotcakes because they go dark purple. Little blue flowers, dark purple, and you can trim them into a hedge, trim them into a round ball. Beautiful, neat looking plant. Really, really fabulous. Don't plant them out where you've got really severe frost, like say, you know, you'd be pretty careful, say out in Shepparton or somewhere like that. But around Melbourne, the sort of frost we have in Melbourne, these are fabulous. Great source of colour in the garden. Grow like crazy. If you planted these now, I reckon you'd have them up knee high by winter. And these Goldfussias here are just $9.99. A great way to get a bit of colour in the garden. So Goldfussia, $9.99.
Beautiful.
Now what we've done for our Christmas sale, if we have filled the garden with dwarf fruits. These are Admire Lemon. They're a dwarf. They're grafted onto what's called a flying dragon rootstock, and these will never grow probably much more than 1.5 or 1.6 metres. You can keep them in a pot, or you can fit a few fruit trees in your garden because they won't take up too much space. And this is reduced from $69.99 to $62.99. So $62.99, that's 10% off on a rare, hard to get dwarf lemon. This lemon will never get too big. Dwarf Meyer lemon, $62.99.
Beautiful. You could pretty much grow a whole orchard with this sale, couldn't you?
Well, that's right. See, what you could do, if you only had a medium-sized backyard, you could put a whole orchard in there, because what we're showing you now is a range of dwarf, because you'll find our nursery is currently full of dwarf fruit trees.
That's right.
Now, this is an imperial mandarin. This will probably never get more than about 1.5 metres. Grow it in a tub, grow it in the garden. And your imperial mandarin is just $62.99. So $62.99.
Alright, get your dwarf fruit tree on the vacation in the garden sale. Limited quantities apply for these prices.
Yeah, so this is a Washington navel. Now Washington navels ripen autumn into winter, so they're late ripener, and I think that they're one of the sweetest and nicest oranges to grow in the Melbourne area. Nice compact tree, grafted onto a dwarf understock, probably never going to get more than about 1.8 metres tall, and $62.99. So Washington navel, $62.99. What have we got here? Same thing, that's the Washington navel. Actually, the Washington navel special, look at the health of these. It's so good that they've given us a second batch. So $62.99, Washington navel, fabulous buy. So that's why we've got them up twice today.
And you can grow them in pots on a balcony, couldn't you, these dwarf fruit trees?
Yes, that's right. Now next one is
Blue is asking
Pinkerbell.
Blue's asking for a dance, Chris.
Well, we were thinking of doing a sort of a vacation dance at the end here.
Stick to the end.
So here we've got the Pinkerbell. Now Pinkerbell is a dwarf apple that is it's the beautiful like pink lady apple in dwarf form. So Pinkerbell, and it is just $62.99. So $62.99 gets you a dwarf Pinkerbell. And what you'll notice is a real range of fruit trees. This is nothing. If you come into the nursery, we've got a much bigger range than this. If you're interested in fruit trees, it'll blow your mind. So here we've got Angel Peach, and it's a dwarf peach. So this will never get too big. Have beautiful big juicy fruit. We had some customers saying that do dwarf fruit trees have little tiny dwarf fruit? No, dwarf fruit trees are small trees that have big fruit.
Big juicy fruit.
Big juicy fruit, yeah. So you can have big juicy fruit that you don't have to prune them and worry about them getting out of hand all the time, because these are dwarf fruit trees. That's the Angel Peach Dwarf, and it's $62.99.
Lovely big peach variety there.
Now if you want a beautiful, tasty, sweet Aussie classic, this is your Anzac Peach. And your Anzac Peach in dwarf form is just $62.99. There's nothing quite as tasty on a hot summer's day as an Anzac Peach.
Yeah. Is this Chris from Chris and Mary's plant farm?
It sure is.
Ask Justin to fishing.
Yep, it sure is.
All right, there you go.
This is the original Chris.
It's the original, related to the gorilla.
Yeah.
As well, yeah. That's it.
That's right. So, Divinity Apricot, dwarf. Now, Divinity, very tasty, lovely, small, sweet, tasty fruit, and it's a dwarf tree, and it's just under a dwarf apricot rootstock, and just $62.99.
Beautiful. Grow a whole orchard in this vacation in the garden sale.
Yeah. Now, here's an early rivers nectarine. Now, nectarines, I reckon nectarines, they grow quick, they fruit quick. This would be wonderful to have, and I love this. You can't beat the flavour of a nice nectarine. You know, get it chilled in the fridge and bite into it on a hot day. Nothing's better. And these are just $62.99. This is a white-fleshed dwarf nectarine. So if you love that sweet white-fleshed nectarine, that's it. I think you should refrigerate them and bite into them on a hot day.
Yeah, they're really nice, fresh out of the fridge.
Yeah.
And you could be growing your own with this sale.
Yeah, now here we've got Fantasia. Now Fantasia is a golden flesh one. So golden flesh, if you're into cooking up your peaches to make a nice dessert, if you want a richer flavour, not as sweet but richer flavour, your golden peach is the way to go. And this one is Fantasia, a beautiful golden peach, and just $62.99.
Be Kind asks, how do I buy?
How do you buy?
Yeah.
Well, there's lots of ways. First of all, you could just ring up and go, give me a couple of them peaches, mate. And we've got somebody standing by hoping that a phone rings this afternoon and somebody does buy something. Then you can jump in the car, you can head down here and you can pick out this stuff. Like there's people buying this stuff while we're
live. Yeah, there's people buying in the background. That's right.
There's people buying in the background. So you could drive down here. You could come down here this weekend. All this stuff will be available. It's available right through to Friday, next Friday at lunchtime.
That's right. Our address is 1477 Sydney Road in Camberfield, and our phone number, if you do want to call us the traditional way, on the phone 03 9359 3331, or if you want to shop online, you can do that as well. helloplants.com.au. Just click on the live sales tab and you can start purchasing straight away.
Now, if you're planning a reasonable sized garden project, if you were to spend over $300, we do free delivery over most of Victoria. So you can buy over the phone, you can buy online, you can go to our page there, check out the specials.
Or you can scan the QR code up behind Chris there.
Yeah. Or just get on the phone. So it's so easy to buy.
Just real quick on the topic too with the dwarf fruit trees, Sans asks, are they easy to grow and would the fruit bats beat me to them?
Well, I think you'd have to, if you've got fruit bats in your area, you'd have to net them.
Okay.
You'd have to net them.
Which would be all of Melbourne, wouldn't it? Or?
Yeah.
Pretty much,
yeah. So you'd have to net them to keep the fruit bats off them. And the thing is, because these are dwarf fruit trees, like when you get big fruit trees, it's very, very hard to net them. But dwarf fruit trees are much easier to net and keep those pesky fruit bats off.
Fruit bats, yes. And just following up, Justin says, this was the person asking if it was Chris from Chris and Mary's. He said, I reside in Canada now. What an integral part of my childhood Chris was. Great to see you, Chris.
Great. Thanks.
I'm
still alive. Only just, but still alive.
Still hanging in there.
Yeah.
Thanks for the message, Justin Fishing.
Yeah.
Sam,
thanks, Justin.
Perfect. Thank you. All right, let's carry on with the show.
Yeah. So So what we've got is flavour top. That's a beautiful, rich flavoured, golden flesh nectarine, and the flavour top is just $62.99. That if you wanted a bit of rich flavour in your, if you want a good nectarine for cooking, these golden ones have got the firmer flesh and the richer flavour. I like the golden ones the best.
Good out of the fridge as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I don't reckon there's anything better than what have we got here? So we've got your Indian peach, your dwarf Indian peach, and that has an amazing red flesh. It's in a red flesh on the inside, a beautiful, tasty red flesh peach, a wonderful one to have. So if you're looking for something a bit different in your fruit trees, this Indian dwarf peach, a fantastic thing to have, and just $62.99.
Beautiful.
Now, I reckon that when you're out there on a summer's day and you're picking and eating straight off the tree, I reckon that the nicest fruit you could possibly eat straight off a tree would be a beautiful ripe cherry. Just pick it and eat it straight off the tree. I've eaten lots of them straight off the tree when I've been out picking cherries, and I love cherries just straight off the tree. And this is a Stella cherry. Now some cherries you have to buy 2 cherries to get fruit, but Stella is self-pollinating. It's one of your popular commercial varieties. It's a nice big dark red cherry, very, very tasty, really wonderful cherry to have. Probably the best cherry you could have, and fairly early too. So you're going to have cherries. If you plant this one, you'll have cherries for Christmas. And you Stella. Oh, this is a Lapin, sorry.
Lapins, yeah.
Lapin. So Lapins, a little bit later than you sell it. Nice dark cherry. Nice. It's a big dark cherry that comes a little bit later than your Stella, and very, very tasty. Wonderful cherry. When other people are running out of cherries, if you plant a Lapins, you'll have a beautiful, big, dark red, tasty late cherry.
Would you say, is it nicer than the ones you get at the shops, or it's on par? Or?
No, ripened on the tree, eaten off the tree, there's nothing else like
really?
it. It can't compare with what's at the shop.
Jeez, there you go. Because they're mass produced, the ones at the shops, aren't they? So,
yeah.
All right, there you go. The Lapins cherry, dwarf, and these are all dwarf fruit trees, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. Now here we've got a peacherine. Now this is a hybrid cross where somebody actually crossed a peach with a nectarine, and it's half peach, half nectarine. Oh, it's O. Henry the dwarf peach. So it's O. Henry the dwarf peach, $62.99, and O. Henry, beautiful, tasty, popular dwarf peach. Big fruit on a little tree, sweet and juicy, big fruit. What you'll find is that your dwarf fruit trees put more energy into producing fruit and less energy into growing because they're dwarfs. So they don't, where your normal peach trees trying to throw a 5-foot branch out like that, these are not doing it. They're just putting out more fruit.
Yeah, you get a tiny, incy-wincy little tree with giant, juicy fruit all over it, don't you? Like
that's right.
Abundance.
And an O. Henry dwarf peach is $62.99.
Miss Liberated Logic says, I wish you'd delivered to New South Wales.
It'll happen one day. Anyway, so we'll peacherine. Now this is half peach, half nectarine. So beautiful. Imagine getting the blender, throwing a couple of peaches in, and then throwing a couple of nectarines, blending them and eating them. Unbelievable. The combo is unbelievable. And I think this was first done by Luther Burbank back about 100 years ago. He crossed these two together. So here you have a peacherine, just $62.99.
Wonderful. That's the peacherine. What do we got next?
Now, one of the high points of my summer when I was a child was when the blood plum. We had lots of those plums with the yellow, big European ones with the yellow centres, and we used to eat them, and they were sweet. They were okay. But when the blood plum came, the flavour of the blood plum, it's sweet, it's tangy, it's exciting, it's amazing, it's wonderful. And it was, as a child, it was one of the high points of my summer was when the blood plum next door drew fruit, and it used to throw fruit by the bucket load. And we'd stew them up and we'd have them on our cornflakes for breakfast. But blood plums, the tastiest, nicest plum of all. This is a ruby blood plum, purple on the outside, purple on the inside, and $62.99.
Yep, it's all part of this Growers Direct Flash Sale happening live right now. It's the Vacation in the Garden sale.
Now, the reason why you don't see many almonds in little suburban yards is that in the old days you always had to buy 2 almond trees. one to pollinate the other to get some almonds.
Right.
But the beauty of this one here, this is a self-pollinating dwarf almond. So it's a small almond tree that's going to produce almonds without you doing any sort of funny business with it. It's going to sort itself out and produce almonds. So it's self-pollinating dwarf almond, and it's $62.99.
Get your complete orchard here on this in this sale.
Now I was raving on about the Stella cherry. Now your Stella cherry is self-pollinating, so you don't need to buy 2 cherries, you just buy 1 Stella cherry. And this is the cherry that's going to produce beautiful dark red, sweet tasty fruit, tastes fabulous off the tree for Christmas. So you'll be picking these at Christmas time a couple of years from now.
Is this your favourite one, Chris?
I think it is. I think Lapids is wonderful to eat, but it's later, and you kind of, the Stella is like the first cherry that you can get to eat. So it's nice and early, and you can really enjoy it.
These, because they make, is this the one they did a Black Forest cake with, or?
No, they actually use a Morello, a sour cherry, and that gives you that amazing sourness mixed with the sweetness of the cake.
Miss Liberated Logic asks, can I grow almonds near Sydney?
No worries.
Oh, cool, there you go. Yep.
Yes,
you can. So they don't mind a bit more warmer temperature then?
No, not at all.
Perfect.
So here we've got the Stella cherry, just $62.99. This one fruits early, beautiful tasty fruit, dark red, not quite as big or quite as dark as the Lapins, but nice and early. And this is one of your commercial. This is one that the commercial growers are all growing. So the commercial growers love these because they're very productive, tasty, easy to sell cherry tree, and they're $62.99.
Great.
Now here we've got a Story apricot. This is a classic apricot, beautiful tasty apricot, fairly big fruit, great flavour. And your Story apricot, $62.99. And you'll find apricots are easy to grow in your garden. Very, very easy tree to grow.
Yeah, they look super bushy, so they're quite prolific, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Lots of fruit on them.
Now here's your Trevate apricot. Now this is an all-time classic. This has been the most popular apricot around for many, many years. So Trevate apricot, beautiful healthy plant, lovely big tasty apricot fruit, and $62.99. These are dwarf, they're not going to get too big, they're not going to dominate. Often an apricot tree can dominate your backyard, but these will not dominate your backyard. So that's your Trevate apricot. Right, so we've got black currants. Now what's amazing is these have just been brought up here, and the fragrance coming off the foliage is amazing. They're incredibly fragrant plant, and when you finally eat them, they're also quite fragrant. So your black currant, you'll find this this is a medium-sized bush. It'll grow probably almost waist height in a garden. It'll get 1 metre or so wide. Loves a bit of nice rich soil, a bit of water in the summer, and it'll produce abundant fruit with beautiful rich flavour. So black currant, 8-inch pot, just half price at $14.99. So $14.99 for your black currant.
That's a lovely big bush too for that price.
Yeah, it sure is.
Great. All right, so Growers Direct flash sale, limited quantities apply on these prices. Head over to helloplants.com.au if you want to purchase any of these online right now.
Now what you've got here is your Tuscan Blue Rosemary. Now your Tuscan Blue Rosemary, completely different to your normal rosemary. It's sort of long strandy growth, strong looking foliage, and then a rich blue flower. And now this, you can use this in your cooking. It's a great rosemary to use in the cooking. Oh cool, no worries. We've just got a customer who wants a selfie. Come over here.
That's what we're talking about. It's all happening live.
Good catch. There we go.
See, we really are live. It's not a fake live.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
There you go. Come on down, 1477 Sydney Road, Campfield, and join in on the live sales.
Yeah, so Tuscan Blue Rosemary, just $11.99. Now, if you were to grow a rosemary hedge with a difference and still be able to chop the rosemary and use it put it in your pizzas, put it in with your roast lamb. Rosemary, just $11.99.
Lovely. Get some fresh rosemary in the garden. Easy to grow as well. Grow it in a pot.
Now here's an amazing deal. I'm 1.8 meters tall, and have a look at this here. This is also, now this is a Jeffers red maple. Now your Jeffers red maple is one of my favourite autumn colour trees. They're beautiful upright growing tree. Now what's interesting about you, a lot of maples struggle in the heat. If you live out in Shepparton or out in Bendigo, as long as you put a bit of water up to these things, these will thrive in the hot, difficult situations, your lowland situations. You could be, you know, out in Sunbury or somewhere like that. And I think that once you get into the hotter, lower areas in Victoria, this is absolutely the best autumn colour tree. If you want something that's a beautiful pyramidal shape, you want a beautiful pyramidal shape, you want lovely, luscious green foliage, you want fabulous, brilliant red autumn colour, you can't go wrong. And you can't go wrong at the price. I've never had them so big and so good for $39.99. Jeffers Red, one of the best, most sought after autumn colour maples, great for your low, hot country, and $39.99.
Yeah, they really do have one of the best autumn colours. S asks, hi, do you deliver to the UK, Chris?
No, I'm sorry. But no.
All right.
No, there are vans. We've tried ones, but they just went under and kept going.
I think it was back when the Queen was around. I think she turned them around.
Yeah.
No to us getting them over there. So
yeah, yes, that's right. So anyway, so this is an interesting plant. This is a pink flamingo maple, and it has beautiful white and pink new growth. And this particular one, these can often be a bit of a vigorous grower, but the grower who grew these has grown it by a slightly different method, and you'll find that this will be a lovely compact maple. It'll never get too big, and each year it'll have beautiful white, green and pink foliage, so a really beautiful pink flamingo maple, and these are just $55.99, so $55.99 for a beautiful pink. And you'll find if you want a small maple tree with a bit of interesting colour, a real bit of nice life to it, your pink flamingo maple at $35.99. Look, they're about 1 metre tall. You cannot go wrong. This will never be too big, and it'll fill your garden with beautiful, soft, subtle colour. So pink flamingo maple.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful colour. Ash sent you a heart me. Thank you, Ash.
Thank you, Ash.
Feel free to like this live and share it, and subscribe to all of our social media channels and all of that social goodness.
Now here we've got a ginkgo American, which is a dwarf ginkgo, and this is just $49.99. Now what's good about the American, it has the lovely golden autumn colour. It has all the features that you get with a normal ginkgo, but it's never going to be very big. I doubt that this will even get as big as me. So if you've got like a balcony garden, you just want to, but you love the old classic ginkgo, you could whack these in a pot, or if you've got a small garden, you put them in the garden, and you can have a ginkgo without much trimming or work. You can have a ginkgo that looks fantastic in a small garden. And there it is, it's called Ginkgo American, and this is a rare grafted tree, and these are just $49.99. So $49.99 for a Ginkgo American.
Yeah, and they use that in a lot of Asian medicines as well, the ginkgo.
Yes, that's right. They use all different parts of it. And,
that's right.
And in northern China, it's the most popular dessert is honey, mandarin and ginkgo nuts.
Wow.
Now here we've got the black tulip magnolia. Now your black tulip magnolia is one of the most popular magnolias, but they can be expensive and hard to get because they're grafted. You never see them cheap. And well, actually you are going to see them cheap now. These are just $59.99. They're 1 metre tall. They're beautiful quality. You just could not get better. And normally you'd be paying well over $100 for a beautiful black tulip magnolia like this, $59.99.
Beautiful. Miss Liberated Logic asks, is that the ginkgo they put in energy drinks? Is it the same thing?
Yeah, same thing, yeah.
Okay.
And they use different parts of the ginkgo are medicinal. Now this is a Magnolia Burgundy star. It has a beautiful burgundy flower, and it flowers at springtime when it's got no leaves. So it's a spectacular flowering plant. These are a grafted, expensive, hard to get thing, but right now you can get I had a chap in here the other day, and he came in and he bought one each of all our magnolias that are on special, and he was able to put together an amazing collection of beautiful magnolias, really, really cheap. So if you've got a decent sized garden and you want a collection of magnolias, check out all these ones for $59.99. Come down here and get yourself a magnolia collection for nix. In fact, you get about 3 magnolias for the price of 1 magnolia in most stores.
Perfect. Grocery flash sale. These prices are limited in quantities, so,
So
you need to
this
act
is a
fast.
Magnolia Genie, a beautiful purpley magnolia. Small flowers, small bush, small leaves. It's a small magnolia and it's going to flower in springtime with thousands of little tiny magnolia flowers. They're going to be purple. If you wanted a small magnolia for a small garden or a big magnolia in a small pot, Magnolia Genie, and the price is fantastic. It's a grafted magnolia and we're giving them away for $59.99.
That's the vacation in the garden sale. Head over to hellohelloplants.com.au right now if you want to purchase any
Now
of these
here
products.
we've got Magnolia Vulcan. Now Magnolia Vulcan is the magnolia that revolutionised the magnolia world. It's a hybrid magnolia that came out with an amazing purple burgundy flower, and the flower is enormous. It's like a big bird sitting in a tree. Great big purple flower like that, and it gets covered in flowers. We made a video about them this spring.
That's right.
We pulled up where there's a beautiful one in somebody's front garden and made a beautiful video. So you could go. Where would you go?
Well, head over go to Hello Hello Plants on YouTube and just search for Hello Hello Plants Vulcan Magnolia, and it should come up.
And it flowers in springtime with no leaves, and it is absolutely spectacular. It's worth a look at the video.
Yeah,
Now,
looks
normally
very
a nice one like this, 140, 150 bucks, $59.99 for a beautiful Vulcan magnolia. Now here we've got Polygala, little baby. Now a lot of people come in and say, Chris, I want a flower that flowers all the time, and mostly there's nothing that flowers all the time except your Polygala. Your Polygala in spring and summer has lots and lots of flowers. In winter and autumn it has a little sprinkling of flowers, but if you plant these it'll grow into a lovely round ball. You get a beautiful round ball and lovely little purple flowers on a round ball. There is no other bush that's quite as reliable, quite as easy to grow, that flowers all year round. Amazing Polygala, and they can, a little baby Polygala little baby, and just $10. These are normally a $16, $17 item. These are $10.99. Grows in a beautiful ball, flowers all year.
Yeah,
So-
grow it in a pot as well.
Yeah,
It's
no
really
worries.
good.
Now, weeping cherries. Weeping cherries and shields, and you've got in a shields, a short one is just 19. So these weeping cherries, you can come out here. A lot of people these days want short weeping cherries, and right now we're putting on some short weeping cherries for $99.99. These are shields. They're a beautiful double dark pink, and this one here is also shields, a beautiful double dark pink. This is a tall one and this is a short one, and they're both $99.99. Short ones are great to grow in pots or small gardens. The tall ones are great as a centerpiece in the main lawn, in front of the house. So there we are, $99.99 for Shields Weeping Cherries.
Yep, very good as a centerpiece or feature tree.
Here's your falling snow in 6-foot form. I've also got them about 4 or 5 foot tall, $99.99. So specify what height you want, and you can have a beautiful weeping cherry. Now down to your local nursery, they're probably a couple $100 for something like that, but we're going to give you beautiful weeping cherries, white or pink, $99.99.
Right, it is the vacation
Now-
in the garden sale. Get your garden ready for the big holiday season.
Yeah, the vacation
In the garden sale.
The vacation in the garden sale. Now have a look at this here. Notice this is leafier, lusher, nicer than... This is my favourite weeping cherry because this will grow into a beautiful full shape, have lovely foliage, beautiful autumn colour, beautiful white blossom in springtime. You can get them short or get them tall, $99.99. Sabatella alba, $99.99. I'm sure that it's a couple of $100 for a cherry like this in your local nursery, so you can save big. And don't forget, when you spend over $300, we've got free delivery to most of Victoria. So $99.99 for weeping cherries, and really nice ones too. Sabatella alba, that one is.
That's a
What's
really
that?
good price actually.
Really? Yeah. Wow.
What's happening? Chris, you want to announce
No,
it?
it's $99.99. Yeah.
Alright, still $100 is an amazing price for those. You're saving a lot, and there's limited in quantities. If you do want to get those, you do need to be fast.
Now what we've got here, if you want a Hampson's this is called the Nashiki willow, but it should be called the Hampton's willow. And I use these a lot when I do a Hampton style garden because it's got the colour. It's the right colour for your Hampton style garden. So it's your Hampton style willow tree, and it has beautiful white and pink foliage, and it's a lovely standard. But also, if you've got an area with poor drainage, maybe you want to dig a hole in the middle of a one of those artificial lawns where it's as hard as concrete. This one here, as long as it's got water, this will grow anywhere, any soil, anywhere, anytime. So it's not only beautiful and colourful and fabulous, it's also indestructible. And where I reckon the customer has got a difficult spot, he's going to kill the weeping cherry, he's going to kill the weeping maple, I sell him one of these Nashiki willows, and normally they are $2.99, and right now they're $2.29. So $2.29.99 for a standard Nashiki willow.
Fantastic. They look awesome, and they really ball up if you prune them. You get a real ball and a stick shape.
Yeah.
Chris, one of our workers before was trying to mention, this hasn't officially launched, but I guess we can pre-promote it.
Not yet. Not yet.
We haven't got all the info on it yet, but that's fine. What I will say is that keep your ears and eyes glued to Hello Hello Plants next week, because we're going to be dropping some unbelievable promotions you don't want to miss.
Yeah, that's right.
Even so unbelievable, Chris doesn't want to talk about it beforehand.
No.
Now that's a good sign that it's a good deal.
Yeah. So what we've got here, if you've got a nice one of these we can show people, what we've got here is your Washington or Mexican palm, and these are just $19.99. Now, Mexican palms, if you're in a hot, they grow natively in the desert out the back of California, and they grow with almost no water. They'll take wind, they'll take extreme frost, they'll take heat, they'll take poor soil, they'll take everything, and they're the toughest palm tree around. If you've been planting palm trees and they've all been frizzling up and dying, it's because you haven't been planting the Washington palm. And here's a nice big Washington palm. You can see just how beautiful the Washington palm is. Look at this here. Now these grow, if you go to Hollywood, these are everywhere. This gives you that Palm Springs Hollywood feel in your garden.
Wow.
And what's amazing is they're only $19.99. So $19.99 for an 8-inch pot Washington palm.
And they go good next to a swimming pool as well, with a bit of
yeah, they're great.
From the
splash
pool.
A bit of salt on them and they go, wow. Love
it. Pickle and Sarah says, I planted my bluebell eucalyptus, and after 2 days it went all crunchy. Is that normal?
No. No.
All right, not normal.
That doesn't sound too good.
Pickle and Sarah, I think is how I say it.
So what we've got here is white bacopa, 10-inch pot basket, $19.99. Now these, you're hanging these in a basket, and these are going to flower like crazy from autumn right through winter, right into springtime. They've just finished flowering, and they're just $19.99. So $19.99 for a beautiful lush white bacopa basket.
They have a second flower though, don't they?
They knock off in the heat of summer. They tend to knock off.
Okay.
Now here's one of the most amazing deals. So has that video come out about this deal?
Yeah, it's already out. Yeah, it's a really good video on our socials. Doesn't matter which platform you follow. Just check out the Biden's Red Eye. It's only about 5 videos back or something.
Yeah. Now check this out. Look at the size of that. Now we bought them in here and we priced them down so you can brighten up your Christmas now, or you can use them as gifts. And we did a video about one of the ladies that worked here. She had 6 or 7 teachers she had to give school gifts to when she went into the school, and so she got these. She wrapped them up beautifully, put a little bit of chocolate on top. Cost her $10 each. By the time she wrapped it and put the chocolate on, she spent $10. These are just $5.99. So $5.99.
Great gift.
If you're looking, if you're what do they call Kris Kringle? If you got one of them
KK.
If you got one of them KK deals going on, $5.99. $5.99. And look at it. Look at that there. Look at that. There's about 500 flowers there.
Wonderful.
Absolutely fabulous for your KK. Fabulous to, even if you just want to brighten up the garden. If you want to brighten up your garden for Christmas, grab half a dozen of these. Cost you $34 or something. $36 for half a dozen.
Absolutely. Be quick though. They are limited in quantity. Again.
Yep. So Canna Tropicana, this is your golden one. This is going to have orange flowers, but look at these beautiful leaves here. Now if you want to get that tropical feel in the garden, that exotic tropical feel, get a little bit of holiday romance into your garden, this is it. And these are just $19.99. So $19.99 gets a real tropical holiday romance in your garden for $19.99.
Alright, so vacation in the garden sale. That really would make your place feel like a vacation with those Tropicanas. Alright.
Aha, right, okay. So white Cuphea. Actually, what it is the red one that's $9.99. The yellow one is not. So maybe you grab the red one. We'll fix it up. Okay, so Cuphea White. Now, I used to sell these when I was younger. I used to call them bloomin' box because they're like a little box that blooms. And you'd plant 4 of these to the metre and you could have a bloomin' box. Now, have a close look at this. Beautiful dark green fine foliage. And imagine it covered in white flowers for about 8 or 9 months of the year. And a very fair and good name is Bloomin' Box. So if you wanted some Bloomin' Box, there it is. Your beautiful white Cupheas, and they're cheap. How much are we selling these white Cupheas for?
Those are
Cuphea White, just $9.99. So
$9.99,
$9.99. Buy a dozen of them and make a lovely little Bloomin' Box.
Get some Bloomin' Box in the vacation in the garden sale.
Now these are new in the nursery. Now I want you to have a close look at this. This is called Pink Elle. It's an Escallonia. Escallonias are as tough as a cactus. Look at those beautiful. Look at that pink. It's an exquisite pink. And I went past a metre tall hedge the other day up in Mombolk, and you know it was just covered, absolutely drowning in these pink flowers. But that's not the good bit. The good bit is it's going to be covered in those pink flowers from now till probably the beginning of May. So long flowering, it's an evergreen, it's tough, you could grow it, you could live out in sort of somewhere like Ballarat, you know, that's cold in the winter and hot in the summer and, you know, a bit difficult. And you could grow a beautiful low hedge covered in pink flowers for months and months and months. When the frost comes, it's not going to worry. Really, really tough. And it's called Pink Elle, and I think the pink is exquisite, and the fact that it flowers for months and months and months and months is even more exquisite. So Pink Elle, and they can be pretty pricey and pretty hard to get, but let's have a look what they're pricing for here. The Pink Elle is just $25.99 for a beautiful advanced 8-inch pot. That's like the 6-inch pot price for $25.99.
Yeah, super nice, the Pink Elle.
Now I've noticed I've been driving around, lots of people have got gardenias. They've got beautiful dark green glossy bushes studded with fabulous white fragrant flowers. When I'm walking the dog I'll stop and smell them, they're gorgeous. And this one here is Gardenia Florida. Gardenia Florida is Latin for gardenia with many flowers. That's what Florida means. It means lots of flowers.
Yep.
So this is the gardenia with lots of flowers, and we're selling these for just $11.99. So $11.99 for the gardenia with lots of flowers. And look at the size of the bush. And the chap who grows these is a good grower. He's probably the best grower in Australia of gardenias. And if you look in the bottom, he actually puts 2 plants. Don't split them apart. What it'll do, having 2 plants growing together means that your gardenia is going to be bushier than every other gardenia in the whole street. You'll make bigger, bushier gardenias by putting 2 plants per pot.
Yeah, and they smell absolutely divine this time of year.
Yep, that's right.
Limited quantities apply.
Now here we've got Gardenia Magnifica. Now Gardenia Magnifica, bigger leaves, bigger flowers, bigger bush. So where your Florida only grows this big, you can grow a beautiful hedge or border up about this big with your Magnifica. Bigger flowers, bigger leaves, not as many flowers, but Gardenia Magnifica, highly sought after, beautifully fragrant. And look at these for $11.99. I can't believe it. Look at the size and the quality of that. Have a close look at that. $11.99. So $11.99. Look at the size, look at the quality. $11.99.
And you can do a low border with those, can't you?
No, low border is your Florida, and the taller border is your Magnifica.
Okay, cool. Either way, you can do, if you want to do hedges with them, you can.
Now, I love crepe myrtles. I love crepe myrtles for lots of reasons. One of the reasons why I love crepe myrtles is when a young couple comes in here, maybe new to gardening, and they want a beautiful feature tree, you sell them a crepe myrtle, and they never come back and say, oh, that tree you sold me died, because the crepe myrtle will grow almost anywhere. Like there's some really difficult spots in Melbourne, and your crepe myrtle, planted up the right way, it will grow. and then it will produce beautiful blossom in summer once it's a couple of years old. Fabulous sort of burgundy and orangey and reddy autumn colour in the autumn, and then as it develops it'll get beautiful patterns on the bark. So that's your Natchez there. Beautiful white spreading tree, fabulous foliage, fabulous autumn colour, beautiful bark as it matures. Yeah. Wonderful tree to have, and tough. If you're just starting out in the gardening world, a Natchez is a real safe bet, and it's something that you really, it's a lot of things that are tough are ugly, but this is beautiful and tough. And we've got them really, really cheap. The Natchez is just $27.99. $27.99 for a beautiful, healthy Natchez.
And the adult versions of these will be flowering soon, won't they?
Yeah, I'm seeing in Shepparton. I was up there this week, and they're just coming to flower. We might be, because it's hotter up there, might be a week or two from now we'll start seeing them around Melbourne.
Right. Oh wow,
so,
there you go.
Tuscarora crepe myrtle. If you want a really vibrant sort of mauvey pink, rich mauvey pink, it's a fast-growing, tough, very upright tree, and it is just $27.99. So if you're not after white, if you're after a really vibrant colour, Tuscarora, in my opinion, is the most vibrant one you can get. And they're just $27.99.
Do you sell mango trees?
No, we're a bit far south for people to do well with a mango. Now,
apparently there's a mango tree growing in Ascot Vale, and people travel all around Melbourne to check it out because it's so rare. Because we don't have any mango trees here really growing.
Right.
Have you heard about that?
No.
Yeah, there's one growing down there, and people actually drive from all around Melbourne to see it.
Wow, that's incredible.
But yes, no mangoes here, unfortunately.
Now, what's interesting here? These are called lobularia, but in the old talk they're alyssum. Now, these ones here, if you want to brighten up your place, what's interesting about your alyssum is that they're sold as an annual, but they last year after year after year after year. You could plant these in the garden. They're cheap. They're $19.99. They're enormous. So if you wanted to make your place look great for Christmas,
wow.
You could plant these in the garden. If you've got some dead plants in old pots around the house, pull them out, whack in a bit of fresh potting mix, a bit of fertiliser, a bit of water, and shove a couple of these in. And look at the colours we've got. We've got white, we've got purple, and we've got blue, sort of mauvey blue. So lavender. So we've got white, purple, and lavender. And these are just $19.99. So $19.99 for lobularia. Big baskets, and they're really big right now. So if you wanted to jazz up your place for Christmas, they're really good. But the interesting thing about the lobularia is the smell. The smell is just, it's out of this world. It smells like honey. It smells like spicy honey, really. It's beautiful. The smell is just fantastic. So to brighten up your place for your Christmas, and you don't have to keep them in the hanging baskets. You can pull those legs off the hanging basket, put them on the ground as a pot, plant them in your old pots, even plant 2 or 3 of them together in one pot, and because they're big already, they're going to look fabulous next week when it's Christmas. So really good value.
One of our top videos for this year was lobularia growing under the standard ficus balls. Yeah,
and we took that video and it smelled fantastic, it looked fantastic. Now what we've got here is we've got Nemesia, and we've got 3 different Nemesia. Now I get hungry when I have to do this. This one here is banana berry. Look at that banana berry Nemesia. Look, I think the gorilla will need a banana. We've got a couple in the kitchen there. You might just grab one. Once you say banana berry, it goes off a bit. So anyway, so grab it, keep them quiet. Otherwise you'll get overexcited.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you
Nemesia.
Could go off and have a banana snack if you want.
Yeah. So Nemesia Burgundy and Nemesia Tutti Frutti and Nemesia banana. Keep yourself under control. Nemesia Nana berry. Yeah. It goes a bit silly.
He's going mental for the banana berry though.
Yeah, so there we are. We'll give him a banana to quiet him down so he doesn't get too crazy when he does the banana berry. And now so these ones here, the Nemesias are just $9.99 each. Big. So again, another opportunity. They're big bushes, they're covered in flower. Get your place looking good for Christmas. Come down, get half a dozen of these and brighten it up. And bring a banana if you're getting those banana berries, because they do excite the gorilla.
That's right.
So let's have a look at our petunia baskets.
Miss Liberated Logic says, oh, I have the 2D drifting.
What?
They have the 2D drifting.
Oh, that might be another Nemesia.
Oh, is it? Okay.
The 2D drifting. We have the 2D fruity, I think. What do we have?
Yeah, and there's a 2D drifting. All right.
Right,
Unless
okay.
it's a typo. Oh, no. They meant 2D fruity. Lol.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Okay.
they're good.
There you go.
So here we have petunias. Now, what's great about petunias, we've got lots and lots of colours. We've got great big baskets. You could buy them now. You can put them in pots, plant them in the garden. They're enormous. If you want some colour in the garden for Christmas, if you pop down here tomorrow, you could fill up the boot and you could get some colour in the garden. They're only $19.99 each. I had one guy, I think he bought about 50 of them. He was putting a place up for auction and he wanted it to look bright and colourful, and he bought about 50 of them. And and I mean, you could absolutely transform your garden with that. The one I love is this one here. Give a good look at that one there with the purple and white spots. I love that one there. And we've got quite a few ones with those little spots on them like that.
Yeah, they look fantastic.
So these petunia baskets are just $19.99. So they're really aimed at people coming in and colouring up their garden for Christmas. But it's not just colouring up for Christmas. If you put these in a basket, in a pot, or put them in the garden, give them some fertiliser, give them some water, you're going to have colour right through till about the second week in June. And then if they have a nice gentle spring, winter, they'll go right through and start flowering again in springtime.
Yeah, Miss Liberated Logic also has this petunia as well.
Right.
I'm guessing it's the spotted one.
Yep.
Very nice indeed.
So here we've got 8-inch Wisteria sinensis. This is your Chinese wisteria, and there's one growing just on the corner in my house. And what's lovely is that we took a video of it, and it was just covered in flowers with no leaves. And I went past last night, and as I made the manoeuvre into my street, I had a look, and it had about 15 flowers on it.
Wow.
Right now. So you got green foliage and about 15 beautiful mauvey fragrant flowers. And from here on out, it's going to flower for the next 2 or 3 months, just sporadically.
Yeah.
So the great thing about your Wisteria sinensis is that repeat flowering in the summertime. And anyway, these are on special. These are reduced from $49.99 to $29.99.
Fantastic.
Some nurseries will be selling a scungy little 6-inch pot for that. So a nice big metre tall wisteria, $29.99.
Beautiful. And Miss Liberated Logic says, I have 2 of the petunias, but one died. Do they not like too much sun?
No, they love the sun. Keep the water up to them. The hotter and sunnier it is, the better you be. They love water, they love fertiliser, and they love hot sun.
Right.
But say if you've got them out in the burning hot sun and you don't give them enough water, they're gone in a flash.
Yes, and Miss Liberated Logic also says wow on the price for the petunias. They're a really good price.
Oh, amazing price, yeah.
Hanging basket. Well, that's why this is our, Growers Direct flash sale.
We're dealing direct with the growers and we bring the deals to you. Hey, I haven't done them yet.
Yeah, we haven't done those yet.
No.
Too much talking.
Yeah,
They're
okay.
trying to hurry us along. They want to get the show done.
So here we've got Carrick's Frosted Curls. Now what's interesting is a lot of your really nice, sexy sort of grasses, like your lamandras, they're like 19 and 18 and 17 and $20 each. This Frosted Curls is a Carrick's. It's a beautiful looking grass. I've seen gardens mass planted at the garden work this year. That lots of the people had large plantings of this one here. It's a beautiful grass, doesn't grow too big, doesn't go all seedy and terrible. And what's incredible about our Carrick's Frosted Curl is they're $6.99. So $6.99 for a fabulous grass, great for a modern garden, great for mass planting, and $6.99 is about $10 less than you pay for a lamandra.
Yeah, perfect. Great for the landscaping and rockery style gardens. Miss Liberated Logic says if I was closer, I'd be broke. I'd buy your whole store. Lol.
Wow.
Well, come on down if you can. I mean,
yeah.
Happily have you here.
Maybe we could organise an Uber for her.
Yeah.
So here we've got Carpogrotus, hot pink Carpogrotus. Now this is crazy. If you're a landscaper, maybe if you're selling stuff in the markets, these are just $4.99. This is the Carpogrotus that spreads, it'll grow, it'll cover an embankment, it'll cover whatever you want, it'll cover an old tree stump. And then for about 3 months a year, it's covered in these hot purpley pink flowers, vibrant colour, tough as, you don't have to water it, you don't have to look after it, it just grows and grows and grows and grows. And its Carpogrodus is just $4.99. Look at the size of that plant there for $4.99. Look at that plant there, $4.99. Carpogrodus, hot pink, $4.99.
Beautiful.
Now here we have, I think, an unfortunately named succulent. It's called pig's ear succulent. If you want to get some really bright silver in the garden, so maybe you're planting some native grasses or something like that, and you just need to brighten it up a little bit. If you want something compact, now these are succulents that's very, very frost hardy, so you can grow them in Bendigo or Shepparton or wherever you like. So very, very frost hardy, drought hardy, heat hardy, grows into a beautiful silver mound, doesn't mind a trim, but really bright silver colour, contrasts lovely with a nice dark green lavender or something like that. At any rate, these pig's ears are just $9.99. So $9.99 and you've got yourself some beautiful silver pig's ear.
Wonderful indeed.
Now silver dichondra direct from the grower, and a lot of stores 12, 14, 15 bucks for these. We've got silver dichondra or silver falls dichondra, just $9.99. So $9.99 you can afford silver dichondra.
Get onto our Growers Direct flash sale by heading over to hellohelloplants.com.au, clicking on the live sales tab to purchase any of these products online.
So here we've got dichondra repens, and this is one of our big sellers. We just $4.99. So $4.99 dichondra repens. These are great. People put them around their pavers. They put them. They make whole lawns out of them. They underplant their bushes and shrubs. It's a beautiful green carpeting plant. And when should you plant them? You should plant them now, because if you plant them now, they grow like crazy. What they love is heat, water and fertilizer, and they go absolutely berserk. So if you plant this one here and you water and fertilize it, if you want to make a lawn or something, that will be as big as a dinner plate in about 3 or 4 weeks. So fabulous fast growing plant. Give them water and fertilizer and they'll be big in no time.
Yes, thank you for the comments today, guys, as well. Miss Liberated Logic, yes, I understand if you overwatered the petunia, that's possible, the possibility of why it died. And she also says, I used to actually deliver seedlings down in Mafra in the truck with her dad.
Wow.
There you go, a bit of a gardener watching a gardener.
Yeah, it might have been delivering them out to our nursery in Traralgon.
That's it.
Yeah.
Could be, possibly.
Yeah. So look at this. This is lime lava, and lime lava it's the moss that loves the sun. And we sometimes call it Zen moss. It's a beautiful plant. Now, if you were to buy something like this and put it in the right soil with water and fertilizer, it loves loose soil, it loves plenty of water, it loves well-drained conditions. But buy one like this, by the end of summer, you'll have it like this. They're amazingly fast, wonderful growers, and you can transform your landscape with these. Beautiful, lovely round green mounds, very, very fast growing, and they love the sun and they hate the shade. So there we are, Scleranthus by 4, a 6-inch pot, $9.99.
Yeah, awesome. If you grow them close together, you get that patched carpet work sort of look, you know?
Yeah.
Look really nice.
So here we have blue chalk stick, just $4.99. Now for a modern style garden, if you want to make a sort of a colour hotspot, beautiful sort of silver blue, very tough, very easy to grow. Maybe you've got a petrol station or a commercial property, and maybe you need something really, really tough that you don't have to water or worry about, something that will blanket out the weeds. This is the one. This is called chalk sticks, and they're just $4.99. Now I've seen these for 12 and 14 bucks in the stores.
That's awesome for that
$4.99,
yeah.
Incredible price. $4.99. Look at that for $4.99.
Wonder
amazing.
How much they would be at Manning's Warehouse if they would even have them.
Yeah, well, but certainly not for $4.99. Their buyer might even have, unless they came here and bought them, they couldn't get them for under $4.99.
Hey Chris, do you know Leppington Speedy Seedlings? Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, I think I've heard of them, yeah.
Okay, well that's where Miss Liberated Logic was, her father was delivering to.
Wow.
Leppington Speedy Seedlings, shout out to those, family friends of hers.
G'day Leppingtons.
Leppington, I wonder if they're still going.
Yeah. So here we are. This is baby's tears. Now if you want a beautiful green, I just showed you a moss that loves the sun. This is a moss that loves the shade. So this wants the shade. It's called baby's tears, and it's just $4.99. So $4.99 for baby's tears. Beautiful green moss. Plant them in your shade, plant them under your pots. Though if you've got a camellia in the shade and it's a bit bare underneath, whack one of these in. If you've got a maple in the shade, bit bare underneath, whack these in. Put them around your pavers in the shade. If you want green and lush and beautiful, soft and cool finish in the shade, Baby's Tears. Grows like crazy, loves a bit of water, loves a bit of fertiliser.
Alright, beautiful. All part of the vacation in the garden sale happening live right now.
Here's a grower's made an enormous sacrifice. And what it is, the pure silk camellia, normally $129.99, 6 foot tall, $129.99, reduced to $69.99. So if you want, say if you want a skinny hedge up the shady side of your house, if you want something that's evergreen and really big and really cheap, and these flower with beautiful white and pink flowers in autumn and early winter. So for flowering when nothing much else is flowering, your pure silk camellia, just $69.99. Okay. Now, if you want to block something out, like see how well this is blocking me out, you might be putting some property on the market. You might have a swimming pool and some old perv over the back is looking over the fence at you. If you want to block something out completely, like this has blocked me out, this is a Japanese Plum Yew. It's a few years old, and we're sacrificing the Japanese Plum Yew for $499. Now,
that's actually really good, like considering the size of that thing. Like that's actually ridiculous.
Yeah, that's right. So if you've got privacy problems, if you want to block something out and you want to do it next week, get these.
This would be the way to do it. And you just did a video on these too, giving a very good example of how you could use them as a blockage or
that's right.
border type affair.
Yeah, so $499 Japanese Plum Yew, and over most of Victoria, you could buy half a dozen of these, block out that ugly neighbour, stop that old perv looking over the back fence, and half a dozen of them, and that would include your delivery out to bloody Seymour.
So you get a free delivery with that as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Wonderful.
It's unbelievable. You can even get a free garden design.
Yeah.
Come and get a free garden design, put a few of these in.
Would you throw in a free Thai chili with that one?
Or? Oh yeah, we'd have a free Thai chili.
One free Thai chili.
So there we are. Look at that. It blocks you out for $400. If you want a real blocker for $4.99, there we are.
Japanese Plum Yew, absolutely divine.
Now, Glauca pencil pines, fabulous plant to have, and they're fast growing. I reckon in 2 years these will be 2 to 3 metres tall. They love a bit of water, love a bit of fertiliser, but they'll grow in the hot, windy area. They'll grow in poor soils. They're really, really tough. Plant them as an avenue. Plant them on either side of the front gate as a feature. Plant them as a screen. Plant them about 1 metre apart and screen out that ugly neighbour. Fast growing, tough, low water requirement. Glauca pencil pines, $10.99. $10.99 for Glauca pencil pines. Best price around.
One for all part of this Growers Direct flash sale, the vacation in the garden sale.
Now, Ligustrum box leaf privet. Now, if you want to have a box style hedge, 1 metre in 1 year, this will do it. 1 metre in 1 year, 2 metres in 2 years, and then a year of trimming afterwards to get that fat, full, finished look to it. So 3 years for a 2 metre beautiful hedge, or you can chop it off at 1 metre in 1 year and have a beautiful 1 metre hedge. You can keep it at 1 metre forever, keep it at 1.5, keep it at 2 metres. Really fast, really tough, easy to grow, grows in almost any soil, frost hardy, drought hardy, fabulous plant to have, and plant them at the rate of 3 or 4 to the metre. And these are only $6.99, so $6.99 for box leaf privet. You can't go wrong.
Wonderful.
Now here we have the Nishiki willow. Could we bring that other Nishiki willow out so they can see that?
Bring the big one out, yeah, so
yeah,
look at that.
This is a baby one of those. So you might have looked at that, and $2.49 was cheap for that, but here it is in baby form, and these are pretty cheap. The Salix Nishiki willow, or as I called it your Hampton's willow, is just $14.99. So this one here, your mature standard, is $249 and this one here is $14.99. So you can save $130 by buying this one here and training it up yourself.
And thank you to Miss Liberated Logic who sent a heart me. Make sure to leave a like on this live if you're enjoying it today and share it so more people can find it.
Now your Smaragd Conifer, beautiful conical shape. A beautiful conical shape. You can grow this in a pot, but it gives you that lovely topiary pyramid look without much training or much work. You can keep it small, it loves the trim, and normally big ones are a bit pricey, but this is just $189.99 for a beautiful Smaragd Conifer.
Yeah, if you want that nice shape, you don't really have to prune them to get that shape, do you? They form that naturally.
Now this doesn't look that flash, but what you've got here is the Western Red Cedar or Theoblicata. Now, in a lot of places, people are having trouble with disease in their cypresses. But this one here is not a cypress, but it'll grow. You can sort of grow a cypress-like hedge with this. And actually, I'm rubbing it now, and if I rub it like that and smell it, it's beautiful fragrance in the foliage. But because it's not a cypress, you don't get any of your cypress diseases on this. You just get, and it's green and it's fast. I would say to grow a 2-meter hedge would only be 2 years with a bit of water and fertilizer. It'll grow almost anywhere in Victoria. And so if you want a cypress style hedge with no disease, no bugs, no problems, one that you can trim hard. I've seen them 80, 90 years old, trimmed really, really hard, and they stay green and lush. I once saw a bloke, he had a big one in his front yard, half filled the front yard, and he got the chainsaw off and he chainsawed it back to a stump. And I went past about 18 months later and had a beautiful round green ball there.
Wow.
So basically, this is the easiest cypress style hedge to trim. It's the most disease resistant. It'll make a beautiful thick bushy hedge. It has fabulous foliage. In fact, people cut this and use this for flower arrangements. It's got such beautiful fern-like foliage. In fact, let's give them a close-up look at the foliage. And these are a great way to make a hedge. Lush and green, beautiful colour. Smaragd Conifer, Theoblicata, 8-inch pot, just $14.99.
All right, Grilly, you want to take it up to the camera? Show them the foliage on the camera.
We've got beautiful ones this big.
Right, so
they're out in the overflow area.
Now, if you're enjoying this live and you want to know where you can purchase these products,
thanks.
There's some water there for you, Chris. If you want to know where you can purchase these products, head over to hellohelloplants.com.au, or you can give us a call 03 9359 3331.
Yeah.
Or you can just come in store, visit us physically, as we've got people in the background here purchasing these products live. What's our address, Chris?
1477 Sydney Road, Campbellfield.
Come on in, get on the plugger.
Yeah.
What are we doing? We're selling these products, aren't we? We're hoping
That's
to
right.
sell
You come down here. I reckon I've got 200,000 plants in stock. I've got flowers. I've got every sort of thing. I've got trees. I've got things you've never seen before. You get keen plants people come in here and they spend 3 or 4 hours looking at everything.
That's right.
Yeah. Like this is something that you probably won't have seen in your local nursery. This is your Annabelle Hydrangea. Give them a close look at the leaves and the flowers of your Annabelle. Your Annabelle is completely different to every other hydrangea, and it's a different variety. It's an American native one, and it has a different style of leaf and flower. Beautiful white balls, very popular for mass planting, very popular for your Hamptons garden. Grow it in a pot, grow it in the garden, and it's a beautiful hydrangea. Loves to be out of the hot afternoon sun. And these big Annabelles, these beautiful big Annabelles, are just $54.99. So $54.99 has got you a big, beautiful, rare, fabulous hydrangea for $54.99. Annabelle.
That's right.
Now this is one of my favourite hydrangeas. Now you've got to give them a close up of that flower there. This is a double flowering hydrangea. So double flowering hydrangea, amazing colour. And have a look while you look at the flowers. Show them again. Look at the burgundy leaves back. So you've got a real contrast between those burgundy leaves and those pink and white flowers. And this one is called Miss Sayori, and it's just $29.99. So $29.99 for Miss Sayori hydrangea.
We also did a video on that one recently too.
Yeah, now here we have it. Beautiful big. Look at the size of these. These are about 1.2, 1.3 meters tall. Weeping lily pillies. Really lovely, healthy, strong specimens. and these ones are just $39.99. So $39.99 for 5 foot tall weeping lily pillies. So if you want a weeping lily pilly hedge in a hurry, if you plant these, I reckon if you water and fertilise them, next 12 months you'll get a metre on them. They'll be 2.5 metres tall. Next 12 months you'll get a metre and a half. You'll have 4 metres. These could easily do 4 metres in the next 2 years. What they love is plenty of water, plenty of fertiliser, and they're a great way to block out the neighbours.
Wonderful, and shout outs to Graham. Thanks for the messages.
$39.99.
$39.99 for some large waterhousea lily pilly.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Graham. Thanks for the messages.
Here
there,
we've got Hyder Range Prince Snow, and we've got them in 6-inch and 8-inch pots. They're just coming into flower at the moment. This is an oak leaf Hyder Range. What's great about oak leaf Hyder Range is that they don't lose their leaves in the winter. They lose the new leaves, push off the leaves turn burgundy and hang there all winter long. So you've got beautiful, and they've got a very different style of foliage. So they don't look like a normal Hyder Range, and their flower is different. And this is a lovely bright white oak leaf Hyder Range that has beautiful autumn colour all through the winter. If you're doing a sort of a winter garden where you want some beautiful bronze and purples and some really nice yellows and reds and things like that, include your Snow Queen oak leaf Hyder Range. And your 6-inch pots, the nice little 6-inch pots, a great way if you're going to be mass planting them is that the 6-inch pot. Your 6-inch pot is just $19.99, and great big 8-inch pots in flower, $29.99. So Prince Snow Hyder Range, a great Hyder Range, particularly if you don't like the way Hyder Ranges lose their leaves in the winter. This one doesn't do it. It actually colours and then keeps them. Now here we have Hyder Range Macrophylla. These are assorted. They come in different colours, purples, blues, pinks, and these are nice and cheap. Like at most stores, nice big Hyder Range that's flowering, $30-40. We've got them for $19.99. So $19.99 for nice flowering Hyder Range. Oh, $14.99. Shit, where's that?
Wow, it's even better.
$14.99. So, and
that's for the assorted.
Okay, assorted $14.99. Okay, no worries.
Assorted.
So $14.99. So come down and get yourself some nice flowering Hyder Ranges.
6-inch pots.
6-inch pot in flower now, $14.99. Now here we've got Quercifolia. Now peewee. This is peewee. Now peewee is an oak leaf Hyder Range that only grows about 40 or 50 centimetres tall. So it's the smallest of your oak leaf Hyder Ranges. Often when I'm doing a garden design, people will have a low window and they don't want to have a big Hyder Range blocking their window, but they love the idea of a Hyder Range. Maybe they've got a south facing house, they love the idea of a Hyder Range. And what I use when I want a short Hyder Range, I use this peewee because I love the peewee. It keeps its autumn colour all through the winter, has beautiful flowers, a lovely Hyder Range, and so peewee Hyder Range just $19.99.
Beautiful. Vacation in the garden sale happening live right now.
Yeah, now you could be vacationing your garden next year. If you planted these ones here, these are your oak leaf Hyder Range. They're the snowflake, look beautiful big Hyder Range. These are the ones that are going to keep their leaves in autumn colour all through the winter. Beautiful Hyder Range, and they are just $19.99.
All right, this next one is an in-store only special, so you do need to come in store.
So you got it. This is an amazing deal.
It's an amazing deal, but it's
you look at this beautiful pot here. This beautiful. It's nice and big. It's got legs on it. You would expect to pay for a pot like this. You would expect to pay a couple $100, but we're doing the whole set of 3 for $164.99. So $164.99, and you've got 3 classy, modern looking pots. So if you want to jazz up your outdoor area, or even use these indoors, a really beautiful pot, put a couple of palm trees in it or something like that, beautiful pot, and you get 3 of them for $164.99. So and these are lightweight pots. Look at this. Nice and light. So come down, if you've got to decorate, say your husband left you to decorate the place and you don't want to lift anything too heavy, come down and grab some of our lightweight pots, $164.99. So $164.99, beautiful modern pot on legs.
That's right, 50% off for the full pot set. It is in-store only for that price. One booth says, I need to move to Australia first before I buy?
Well, I reckon Australia, if you're a keen gardener, there's no better place than to live in Melbourne.
Melbourne, that's right. Yeah.
Melbourne is the nursery capital of Australia.
Yes.
There's about, do you know I've been working in the nursery trade here for the last, so I used to help me dad. I've got about 65 years experience in the nursery trade. At any rate, I will never see all the nurseries in Victoria. There's thousands of them, thousands of nurseries. And I mean, every week I discover a new nursery that's got some fabulous stuff. Like, we have an amazing climate where we can grow all sorts of things. So if you want to really get into the garden, move to Victoria.
Yeah, one boo says, if I turn up in a dinghy, will I get let in? I thought dinghy was an Aussie terminology.
Yeah.
Sounds like an Aussie playing jokes.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe it's a British bird. Where are you from, dinghy? Oh, sorry, one boo. Let us know where you're from.
Okay, now what we've got here is we've got the egg pot set. Now the egg pot set is the hottest selling set that we sell. And normally, what you get is you get 5 pots, starting with this little one here, up to this big fella, down to this medium one, down to this sort of fairly big one, down to this sort of smallish one that's still bigger than that one there. And so 5 pots, and these 5 pots, this is enough to set up your whole outdoor area. These 5 pots, normally $509, are down to $254.98. $254.98. So $254.98. Beautiful modern black egg pots, great. This one here, you could put a tree, you could put like one of our dwarf fruit trees in it. You could do this one here, would be lovely with a beautiful colourful grass in it. So you could come down here on the weekend and you could decorate your garden with one of these sets. $254.98, a bit of potting mix, a few plants, and you've done your whole outdoor area. So fantastic. And this is in black, and you've got the same deal in white. Have a look at this white here. If you want that sort of Hampton style, same deal, same price, different colour.
One boo says we got the same ancestors.
Really?
They're from the UK.
Oh, right.
Except our ancestors were the criminal kind, weren't they?
Yeah, we got exported out here.
That's right. Death by Plant says the size description matched the tutu. Lol. Thanks for the comments, guys. Much appreciated. Please make sure to like this live, subscribe to all of our channels if you wish, and we really appreciate having you here. This is the last item for today, but these deals will be available for the next week. These last few, the pots are only available at this price in store only.
Yeah, that's right.
I must stress that you can't do it online. But you can purchase all the plants online at those prices at helloplants.com.au.
Right, so what we've got is the Garden Light eggplant, a set of 5 in white for $254.99. So if you've got a smart, modern looking garden, if you want to have beautiful white pots out on the patio with beautiful plants in it, and you don't want to spend a fortune, 5 pots, an enormous pot here, and down to a big pot here, a fairly big pot here, a kind of big pot here, and a small pot there, all $254.98 for the lot. $254.98. So there we are, your Garden Light eggplant, a set of 5 white, and there's your 100 super duper specials, our Grow Direct flash sale, and it's your Vacation in the Garden edition. So Vacation in the Garden, a lot of people have gone on holidays. I noticed it's a bit lighter traffic driving to work this morning. A lot of people on holidays.
That's right.
And so you're on holidays, you're at home, and you can have your vacation in the garden. Buy a few of these beautiful flowers and really lay back and enjoy after your hard year's work, enjoy your vacation in the garden.
Yes, that's right. And for those of you that stuck to the end, we have a special surprise for you. The gorilla's what's the gorilla going to be doing, Chris?
He's going to be dancing.
I don't even think the gorilla knows what he's doing right now. Maybe. Gorilla's helping with those pots, but don't worry, those pots are very light. The gorilla is super strong, however. And Death by Plant says, what's the address? Do you know what the address here is?
Yeah, 1477 Sydney Road, Campbellfield.
All right, there we go. So why don't we have, for those of you who stuck through to the very end, you are now awarded with a dance. Very special. What's this dance called, Chris?
It's a vacation in the garden dance. Says you're going to surprise me with something. What have
Here
you
we
got?
go. All right, no, I don't know what I've got either. Let's see. Having too much fun. All right, well, we'll leave it there, and thank you so much for joining us, and thank you to everyone who left us a comment, liked it, and don't forget this sale is live for the next week. And do you want to maybe just, for those who are still with us, any specials you want to mention or anything just before we leave?
Well, I reckon we had some great specials for you to come in and colour up the garden. Like, and the most amazing one was this one here.
The most, yeah,
Look
great.
at that, $5.99.
KK
That's just an example, one of our 100 specials, $5.99. Look at that. We were said that that'd be great for a Christmas gift. So $5.99, right. Unbelievable. Never seen anything like it.
Miss Emily says, me thinking I was going to watch plants and listen to experts, and then I see this. Came in at the right time, Miss Emily. All right, thanks everyone, and we'll see you, well, we won't see you next week with the Growers Direct Flash Sale. We're back Jan 9th. For the Growers Direct, next live one, that is, yeah. All right, see ya.
Well, I think we're going to do a replay, aren't we?
Oh, we'll have some, we'll have a replay, that's right. Yeah. Oh, and tomorrow there's a live on Japanese maples. Stay tuned for that.
That's right, yeah, I'll be live. What it is, we've got an incredible collection of Japanese maples here, and I get live, and we've got 30 or 40 different sorts, but I was just going to take you through a dozen of them because I thought it might be a dozen that are all dramatically different to each other, and you'll really enjoy it. If you love to see Japanese maples, all sorts of sizes and colours and applications, you'll love our Japanese maple special.
That's right, so that's at 12 p.m. tomorrow, Melbourne and Sydney time, Eastern Standard Time Australia, if you want to watch the Japanese maple live. Until then, thanks everyone, we'll see you later.
Thank you, bye.